I got tagged in this one so many times, and for good reason, because it's good. Wait, listen.
I don't even know how to say this, but I experienced a glitch in the Matrix funeral edition. And honestly, this is probably one of the craziest, most unexplainable events in my entire life. I am losing sleep over it. So I'm asking somebody to please take notes and help me understand this, because like, I literally just can't. So 2 months ago, I make funeral arrangements with the family. They have a cremation and they order 50 prayer cards. 50 prayer cards. Now, the cards they picked out were so unique, so rare, so beautiful. I'd never even seen them before. Don't carry them. I had to order them custom made from a third-party vendor, in which I did. They mailed them to me. Now, I held on to those prayer cards and the cremated remains for about 2 months, until last week, on Friday, when the family called because they wanted to pick them up. So they come in, they pick them up. I'm like, oh, when are you having your service? They said they're going to do something on Sunday, which is in 2 days. I was like, oh, that's really nice. Where are you having it? They were like, we haven't decided it yet. You know, Aunt Ida was really old and she kind of outlived all of her friends, so we'll figure it out. I'm like, great. You know, I hope it's beautiful and so on and so forth. I didn't go, wasn't invited, didn't keep in touch, whatever. Now, Monday rolls around, okay? So that was Friday, now we're on Monday. And I get a message from a restaurant who had called, and they were asking why we mailed them prayer cards. I didn't mail any restaurant prayer cards. Like, what is this about? I call them back. I'm like, why do you think I mailed you prayer cards? She was like, because your ad is on them. You know, we put the funeral home ad on the prayer cards. I was like, no, I didn't mail you anything. What is the return address on the envelope? She said there was none. I'm like, well, that's weird. I don't know. I was like, what is the name of the deceased? You know, she says it's Aunt Ida. I was like, well, that's weird. I was like, I gave the family those cards on Friday. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe they mailed them to you. Like, maybe I thought maybe they didn't have their service on Sunday. I don't really know. I just know I didn't do it. So I was like, they'll figure it out. Later that day, I get a phone call from the daughter of Aunt Ida. She's like, Melissa, why did you mail the restaurant prayer cards? I was like, I didn't. It's like, I talked to the restaurant. I explained her the same thing I explained to you. She was like, how did you know we went to that restaurant? I was like, I didn't know you went there. I didn't know anything. She said, yeah, we went there yesterday, which was Sunday. And I said, did you have the prayer cards that I gave you? She said, yeah, 50 of them. She said that she handed some out. She even had a few extra. I was like, okay, that's weird. I said, you know, when you go to the restaurant and pick up those prayer cards that were mailed to you, can you give me a call? Because I'm thinking the prayer cards have to be different. Maybe like a friend or something found out that was the restaurant, ordered them, they came late. I don't know, but there had to be a reasonable explanation. Well, she goes and she gets them and she calls me. And the prayer cards, the custom prayer cards that I had ordered from a third-party company, they were exactly the same, identical, ad on it and everything. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. I'm like, return address? She said no. But the post, you know, like when it goes to the post office, was a zip code that wasn't near either of us. So I was like, or the company I ordered it from, like totally different counties. I was like, this is really weird. So we were just like, wow, unexplainable. But I don't let things go. I don't let things go. So I called the company because now I'm thinking maybe there's a chance that, like, I don't know, somebody in the office ordered it and like somehow magically knew the restaurant and mailed them. Like, that would be crazy, but there's got to be some kind of reasonable explanation that there is more than 50 identical prayer cards, right? Well, here's what happens.
Right, so yeah, you got 50 the last time.
And there was never a reorder put in?
No, there was not.
Long pause.
Okay. You know,
So mean.
can I just tell you something really quick?
So if you follow me, you understand that only 50 prayer cards were ever ordered. Custom prayer cards were ever ordered. Family picked them up on Friday. They had their celebration on Sunday. They handed some out. They had a few extra. Monday morning rolls around and there is 50 identical prayer cards that show up to the restaurant that they only chose on Saturday night. She literally has more than 50 prayer cards in her possession. And to be honest, they didn't need an additional 50 prayer cards. Me and Ida's daughter have literally exhausted any, even the wildest, craziest reason how this could happen. It's impossible. Make it make sense.
Okay, I feel like it has to be like one of two things, right? Either one, Aunt Ida, is it Aunt Ida? Is that what they're saying? Is it Aunt Ida? I couldn't really tell. Wanted to make it known that she was there with them at the restaurant during their celebration, so she sent them more cards. Or there was another almost identical timeline that like kind of like overlapped with this timeline for a second, and the cards like popped over from there, where they also had the same person pass away and they ordered the same cards and they went to the same restaurant, but maybe in that version, like maybe in that timeline, they didn't go pick up the cards, they had the cards shipped to the restaurant. Those are my two theories. I would love to hear anyone else's theories. Let me know what you think in the comments.